For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 12 of the career mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with a game at home against Tranmere Rovers. Now, we are in fantastic form right now, winning games left, right and centre, scoring a lot of goals and keeping some clean sheets, which is exactly what we need to propel ourselves further up the table. We're starting with a 4-4-2 as we tend to do, and of course playing Kwesi Appiah and Tom Elliott up top. Now, Tranmere poses an indifferent threat. I'm not really too sure what to expect from them, because they have been in the high reaches of football in not too recent times. However, they're not having the best of seasons right now in this particular series, and they're starting a very defensive formation in a 5-3-2. As you can see, a lot of teams seem to default to a 5-3-2 in League 2, which is quite weird. But we're going to have the first chance of the game here as Diallo picks up the ball on the edge of the box. Shot's actually blocked well by the defender there, but we will pick up the set piece from the corner in the opening 5 minutes or so proving that we really want to take the game to Tranmere here. And it's a good header from Michael Nelson, and that's not the first goal he's scored from a corner so far this season for us. He's proving vital at the back defensively and helping out up top as well, scoring the odd goal from a corner or set piece like a free kick, etc. So pleased with that, especially considering his stats are starting to drop off. So for him still to have a genuinely good and positive impact on the first team is exactly what we need from a professional like that, especially when he's our captain. But we had another chance there through Kwesi Appiah that wasn't necessarily taken as well, and Tranmere caught us on the counter-attack here, but it was a good save by Chris Dunn down well to deny their striker there 10 minutes from half-time. Defender, of course, congratulating his goalkeeper there. We're into the second half, literally just after the break, and Tom Elliott just tears through their defence here, brushes past one defender, turns the other one inside out, sends him to ground, takes it around him and smashes it into the back of the net to make it 2-0 to Cambridge in the 48th minute, and we are cruising now. We were dominant in the opening first half. They did threaten with that counter-attack, and they were going to threaten again towards the end of the game, but we are in control here. And I made two changes to both players in the middle of the park, in those central midfield roles, just to make sure we solidified, because as you saw, they were playing three in midfield, and with fresher legs there, we really could dominate that midfield part of the pitch and ensure that they didn't get themselves back in the game. However, they were going to catch them in the counter-attack a couple of times, as you saw there, and actually the man got the run on the defender at the back post and almost cost us there as he jumped in. But Kwesi Appiah is going to turn inside here, breaking into the box. Shot is well saved initially. Tom Elliott goes to knock it in with a follow-up and actually gets wiped out by the defender. Referee points to the spot, and it is going to be a penalty to us in second half stoppage time. So we are going to wrap it up. Kwesi Appiah with a rather good penalty towards the top left hand corner makes it 3-0, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and a convincing victory at home against one of the lesser sides at present in the division, and we get all 3 points to our name, which will help our promotion push, that is definitely for sure. So we'll head into the second game, hoping to continue our run of form, as you can tell, and we're going to come up away from home this time though against York City. Now, York are a side that Cambridge stereotypically don't necessarily do really well at, especially away from home, but we have been known to sneak a draw and or the occasional win against York away from home up at Bootham Crescent. So I was hoping for something similar here if we could. They were playing a more recognisable 4-4-2 formation, so they're going to be kind of playing the same way as me, you would expect. So it was going to be a close one, especially considering they haven't necessarily been in the Football League that long out of the conference, similar to Cambridge, although they came up a couple of seasons prior to Cambridge coming out of lower league back into the Football League. But we're playing a bit of a rotation side here because we have a rather large game as the third game of the episode, something that we'll get onto in due course. But we're opening with the opening chance in the first couple of minutes, similar to how we did in the first game against Tranmere. Unfortunately though, Robbie Simpson can't quite find his angles right and actually plays that one, or shoots that one, quite well wide. But you almost said Norwich then for some reason. York pushing forward quite well as they grew in stature throughout the game, and actually going to have a decent chance here. Anthony Straker plays it into Matt, who actually almost finds that far top corner. Good strike. I think Chris Dunn may have had it covered with his angles, but it needed to at least have a dive next to it just to make sure that even if it was on target, he was going to be able to keep it out. Robbie Simpson though, trying to just power his way through their defence, gets past two or three defenders, and that I just could not get it under control to get a decent shot away, unfortunately. We're in first half stoppage time here though, and initially I thought that was a fantastic tackle from Riku Ring. through the back of the man and actually to take the ball away, because it looked as if he'd knocked the ball forward, but as you can tell from the top left and now the referee on your screen, he's actually going to get sent off for that. Now, it wasn't until I saw the replay that you can see that the York player actually just times it right there to move the ball forward with his own right foot. I thought Riku had come through the back of him and taken the ball as well. It turns out he didn't. He was just a couple of centimetres away, and of course because it was through the back, it was a red card, and it was going to cost us in the second half. They come through the middle where Riku Ring would have been playing, a cheeky lob through ball. Their man, if you follow me on Twitter, you'd have seen me post to Gyatso a screen picture of that particular celebration. It almost seems as if he's broken his ribs and he's shoving his chest out. But yeah, regardless of that, we are 1-0 down now, unfortunately, and it actually meant that York were going to dominate the rest of the game. Another well-worked chance here for Fletcher as they fire wide, and that was going to be, we did solidify up defensively, but that was going to be the final action of the game. So unfortunately we lose away from home against York. I mentioned earlier that we occasionally in real life Cambridge sneak a draw or a win. So that was kind of my own doing there. I flew into the challenge with Riku Ring, and it cost me. However, we said we were playing a rotation side because the third game of the episode was a big one, and by golly it is. Johnson's Paint Trophy football again. We've already knocked out Barnsley, League One side. We've already knocked out Fleetwood, League One side. Now we come up against Bristol City, another League One side. Not only are they League One, which is a league above us, but they're also one of the better sides in that division who've only just recently been relegated out of the Championship. So I knew I was going to be up against a really tough test here, which is why I rested everyone, to make sure everyone was fit for this one, to try and have the best of chances of getting through. But again, a side playing at 5 at the back, and I really didn't expect that from Bristol City. I mean, they are playing away from home. We are at the Abbey here, playing at home in this Johnson's Paint Trophy game, where we have been against Barnsley and Fleetwood. I think they've all been home fixtures actually, but we were hoping to go off to a good start here against their 5 at the back, having to go around the outside there, as you can see, to cross the ball in, because there are just too many red shirts in the middle to get through, although we're trying through the middle here. But you can see just having to marshal me about their defence, and eventually this shot is blocked well by the defender. So I was forced to go, around the outside of their defence initially. However, though, I could win set pieces like this and whip the ball into the box. Initially not very well won, but it drops to Luke Garbott on the edge of the box, and how is that for an absolute cracker from a 64 rated left back who's 19 years of age to give us a 1-0 lead against one of the best sides in this particular competition. I just did not expect that whatsoever. It was just a hit and hope, and Luke Garber has absolutely thrashed that into the net off the top of the bar as well. He's on loan from Everton, the youngster. Probably one of the highest rated players in our squad. I think actually he's grown to 65 now rather than 64, but that is a world class strike from a young player that definitely has a bright future in the game, and he's given us a bright future in this particular tie. However, Bristol City were going to come up the other end and try and get themselves back level, and succeed in doing so. The initial cross from Kieran Agard was well flicked on by J. Emmanuel Thomas, and it finds the man at the back post. So just before half time they got themselves back on level terms. We're into the second half now, around about the hour mark. Wade Elliott's going to push around the outside of me, get the initial tackle in there from Luke Garbott, but he misses the second one. Elliott is going to get the chance to whip the ball in. Actually finds Marlon Pack in a lot of space on the edge of the box, and he fires it into the bottom corner to make it Bristol City 2, Cambridge 1. And they were really starting to flex their muscles here in this kind of mid-game period, and really prove that they genuinely were one of the better sides in the competition, all told, and actually one of the best sides in the league above us, let alone just this competition. So we really were up against it. But Tom Elliott had a decent shot there. I thought initially it had taken a deflection off the defender, but I think it may have hit Isago Diallo there and gone out for a goal kick, unfortunately. And Bristol City were going to continue to come up the other way and try and get themselves a 3-1 lead, just to put the game to bed if they possibly could. But Chris Dunn had other ideas. A wonderful reaction save, absolutely smashing that one over the top of the bar with a great save with his right arm. But we were coming back up the other end. Jack Grealish, because almost called him Max there. Jack Grealish pushes through a couple of players. Good shot, but Frankie Fielding's on hand to make a decent save there. But we're still going to come forward in second half stoppage time, trying to find that equaliser. Luke Chadwick's on the edge of the box, going to do a nice fake shot to turn inside. Has a lot of space here. Good shot, but again a top save from Frankie Fielding keeps me out. We can't create another opportunity, and unfortunately our dream Johnson's Paint Trophy Cup run comes to an end. We've knocked out 2 League One opponents already, but unfortunately a third one just wasn't quite able to get over that hurdle, unfortunately. But never mind, we are up in 3rd place in the league. Despite that defeat against York, we did get the victory in the opening game against 21st place Tranmere, as you can see, not having, like we say, the best of seasons so far this year. But we're in 3rd, we're in the automatic promotion spots on goal difference, because as you can see, there are 3 teams there on 30 points. We're only 1 point behind Bury in 2nd and only 4 behind Shrewsbury at the top. So who knows where we could go with this particular season. We're coming towards the halfway mark. Of course, there's 46 games played in a Football League fixture list, thanks to 24 teams in the league as opposed to 20 in the Premier League, where you only play 38 games. So we're coming up towards halfway mark, and I'm quite pleased with how things are going so far. If we can replicate this sort of form in the second half of this season, then I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to get promoted in this first year of this road to glory, and who knows where we can go from there. But we have to keep our minds focused on the task in hand, which is at present solely getting ourselves promoted out of League 2. The FA Cup football will start a little bit later in the year, and of course we've now been knocked out of the Capital One Cup and the Johnson's Paint Trophy. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it be this series or the My Player series or the other career mode series during the week. And of course, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on anything here on Chesnoid Gaming. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram or Facebook as well if you so wish. There will be links down below in the description to do so. So that is, of course, Twitter actually is probably the best place to get hold of me if you want to do so. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow with some more My Player and Career Mode Road to Glory.